It's cool. It's very cool. I got a new toy.
He's got a new toy.
It's very cool.
You were very precise about how you touched that with your
Well,
foot.
because it's going to be uploaded. This is going to go up as a video.
It is. But nobody, I reckon we should have had a foot cam for that. Well, that could have been on a different website.
I'm not wearing socks,
but it was a very Gollum foot, the way you did that.
Shut up.
That's the only way I can describe it.
Well, it was like I was like thinking too much as I was doing it because I had the start button there and I had the pedal button there. Gollum foot.
It was that's the only way I could describe it was
foot.
Gollum foot.
Mm.
It's
Gollum. What Gollum's? Aren't they like hands? His feet?
No, well, no, because he was a hobbit.
Yeah.
So he's just got normal feet.
The hairy
but
feet.
the way your foot just shaped, I just thought Gollum. I'm
Gollum
really
feet.
sorry, but that's just how
People
how I
on
thought.
stream, on my music streams, have called me monkey foot before.
Monkey foot.
Because
monkey feet's supposed to be a good luck.
Maybe, but that's
Isn't that
because
a thing?
as I'm playing, I do
Sorry,
live
pull my
looping.
phone.
I do the live looping with my feet, but then I got quite good at turning the knobs with my toes.
Yeah, I've seen you do that.
Yeah,
It's quite strange.
it's handy though.
I've just pulled up my phone to search if monkey feet are lucky.
Are lucky, I think.
I'm sure there's a thing, isn't it?
Why is that a thing?
A monkey paw.
Monkey paw.
I feel like I'm on some dodgy website now. I might be on a list.
Just stop it.
Yeah, I need
Put
to
your phone
stop
away.
that. Stop that immediately.
So yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
This is the second episode.
Who knows anymore? There's been thousands of them,
There's
but
been a
we
lot
just
of them.
didn't record any.
That's true. We've spoken many times.
Yeah, we should record every conversation we ever have, and then I can hold it against you
can
in
do
court
that.
of law.
And you can edit those.
I'm fine with it. I'm getting good at it.
The problem is listening back to it. It's like when you first hear your voice
You've
played
got
back.
no problem. You admitted on the last pod that the last song you listened to was a song of your own. So you've got no problem with listening to your own voice.
But it's like a muscle. The first time you hear your own voice, it's the worst thing in the whole world. You think, oh my God, I sound like that.
You think.
I sound like that. But then like the more and more and more you do, because it's that thing, right? You know the thing about like you hear your own voice half through your skull? No?
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
You're hearing the vibrations in your
hearing
skull is vibrating.
your voice plus like
Yeah.
the vibrations
You're
coming
hearing a
through
certain
your
way.
skull
Yeah,
into
yeah.
your ears.
I know that, but the way you put it was...
So that's why when you hear your voice through a recording, it always sounds so like weak and annoying.
I wouldn't say annoying.
Well, I don't know. It annoyed me the first time I heard my voice.
My voice annoyed you? The first time I heard your
Yes.
voice, it annoyed me.
It really annoyed me. But I think over time, you just get used to if you've heard yourself recorded enough,
Yeah.
and streamed enough, you kind of just accept that's what you sound like.
This is what
You
I
just
sound like.
slowly
I can do
accept it.
nothing about it. Or I could do an impression for the rest of my life. I think you should do that. I think we should do an entire pod where you have a character and you maintain it for the entire thing. Stop doing that. It's the afterwards. It's the afterwards. It's not. It's the when you've done that final gulp. That's when I can hear it.
Yeah.
It's a bit when you Adam's apple goes.
It's a noise. I've got a noisy Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to him.
Every situation of the last podcast, I'd listen to bits. I'm editing bits or like doing reels and stuff out of it, shorts and whatever, and I just constantly hear you swallow. Just constantly swallow. I might just do a compilation of swallows.
Beautiful. Hey, whatever you do in your spare time.
It's no different to the other content I'm watching.
That's weird.
It's weird.
So I didn't prepare anything for this podcast.
No, mate. I took 5 minutes on my phone to think
Yeah,
of something.
I was watching you. You were right here doing it.
I'm telling everyone else.
But I had nothing prepared. But then today something happened, which I was like, it's gig related. It's muso related.
Okay.
And
Mine's nothing to do with that.
so I just booked a gig.
Well done. I'm so proud of you.
It's my
Your first ever gig.
My first ever gig. No, I just booked a gig. Well, I won't tell you where it is because it's a private gig, and I don't think anyone else is invited except for me. Booked a gig, and it's for a girl's 30th, and she passed it on to her partner to do the booking. So I texted him, through the details. It's going to cost this much. It's going to be here. Blah blah blah.
You don't have a gig.
And what I usually say is, they're kind of like, like, what do you need from us?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need two things. I need space. Like, I need a space. I need space. This is too much.
Look, you've texted me twice today. I need space.
I need space. We're on a break. No. I need like some sort of space, small space, and PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And then I got a text back from the guy, and he goes, "What do you need the PowerPoint for?"
What does he mean? How do you respond to that?
When I typed in PowerPoint, it's auto-corrected it to PowerPoint with capital P's.
I'm going to give a presentation.
So it was like, what do you need the PowerPoint for? And then I was like, oh my God, he thinks I'm actually going to... Imagine if I turn up to a gig, set up, pull out a projector, slide one, transitions, Southey music, the show. And then I was thinking like, wait a minute. He was kind of like, what do you need it for? I'm like, maybe I do need a PowerPoint.
I do.
Maybe I need to up my game as a musician. Because, like the big musos have like the graphics.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to in order to get to that level, I think you start early, and I should I should invest in a projector and a screen.
Well, then you don't need PowerPoint because he's giving it to you.
Reasons why I'm good.
Maybe I have one of those laser pens and point to things during the songs.
Just point to people. Like, clap. You clap. You're not clapping.
I've seen. I saw a video online of a comedy gig where the guy does a PowerPoint presentation is his entire stand-up routine.
Oh, that's great.
It's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so good. I can't reenact or tell you any of it. I'll tell you who it was. But all I remember was it was a video that I stayed watching, which in the age we are in is not common.
Yeah. Or you get conned. You get to the end of the video and you're like,
yeah,
it was all a lie.
Yeah, or nothing happens.
To get my attention, nothing happens.
Yeah, no. Those are ridiculous, by the way. There's too many of those. That's Facebook. Facebook is so bad for those. It's one of the reasons I hate Facebook.
Yep.
But yeah, it just held my attention, and I was laughing a lot. But now I just laugh at reels.
Congratulations.
Now I just laugh at. I sent you the best reel ever yesterday. Maybe not ever, but it was the best reel of last night.
It was a good reel. Should we play it?
I don't know if you can.
We can.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess you could just play the audio down the mic.
Yeah.
And we can tell people what it says.
I've got too many. I've got too many.
You've got too many Instagram accounts. Every like we have on Instagram is Tom's accounts.
This is what Alex sent me last night in the early hours of the morning. So it's a video of a goat.
I already love
it. Shall I read the caption?
Yeah.
The caption is, he sounds like Will Ferrell in distress. It's that one. It's that one. You can't really see it, but guys, it's a goat on the video. We need a zoom function for this. Goats are so funny. Are their vocal cords designed so they make... Because of all the animals, they make the most... I guess because it's like it fits into a category of distressed human voice. Like goats, and they go... And they do like...
Oh, that goat gets me as well. It's always goat videos. What's going on?
Goats are brilliant. They're just like... It's just like... It's like God was making the world and he was like, it's not funny enough. I need like a comedy animal to just relieve stress.
And it's going to be a goat. Is it a goat?
It's going to have a beard and horns, and then it's going to go like...
It's like dogs do it for me. They're stress relief. Honestly, I spend hours a day looking at dog videos on the internet.
You've got a dog.
I know. My dog.
Does Charlie think you're like cheating on him?
No, I was putting it because Charlie, the next door had a gardener in today. And they were trimming all the hedges, and Charlie thinks, look, if you're not paying me attention, then you deserve to die. So just going crazy at these guys on the other side of the fence because they're cutting the hedge. And so he's just going crazy, just running up and down the side of the garden, just running up and down. And he's 26 kilos. He's a bulldog, for those of you who don't know. he's not designed to do all this running.
Yeah.
And so just before I left, I was like, "Where's the dog?" Like, I'm seeing him, I haven't heard him for a little bit, and then he just completely sprawled out on the sofa, just like, I'm completely done. Yeah, he's like, I tried my best to keep them away, but now I'm done. It's on you now.
He's done it now. Yeah.
Like, it's on
I
you.
warmed him up.
Yeah, it's like, I held him up for this long. It's on you. They're trying to break in. But yeah, I just like dog videos are just the best.
Dog videos good. I'm into cat. I was never like a dog or a cat
Give me
person.
cat videos.
But then my family got a cat, and like, no, I kind of get the cat thing.
No. Did you no.
All right.
Yeah, I've had cats for like when I was growing up and stuff, but
I'm actually allergic, so
that makes it even more weird that you prefer a cat to a dog.
well, yeah, no, I don't know. But like I've never had a dog, so I'm not a dog person.
Okay.
And when dogs just like they're freaking intense, I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
Are you talking about my dog? Because he can't.
I was fine with dogs until I met your dog. No, your dog's great.
That'd be understandable. I took him to Taste in the City on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I took him there. A lovely food and wine festival in Sydney.
Did you buy any? Like
Jade's already a member of all the wineries, so no.
There?
Like those are the ones.
No, my
Hunter came down.
question was actually going to be: did you buy any like fancy? Did they have any fancy like dog treats?
Oh no,
for
they
Charlie?
didn't have any dog stuff.
No.
But yeah, so
Thought they would've.
No, they didn't. But they were allowed there. But he lost his mind at the Hot Potato Band.
Yes, I've seen them before.
They're brilliant. They're so
brilliant.
good. If anyone doesn't know Hot Potato Band, check them out.
What do you call those bands? They're one of those bands where they
Play music.
Yes, but they're like a marching band. That's what it is.
Kind of.
Where
Yeah.
they all carry their instrument and they just like perfect for street
They're
things
so
because they
much
move
fun.
and they're just
Yeah, that was a thing.
There's
Because they
something
were
about
supposed to
that.
be up on stage, but then and then they were like, "Oh no, it's kind of weird. Like it's not what we do," kind of thing. So they came down on front of the stage, down on the floor, and then it started to pick into rain. And then they were like, "Right, guys, we're all going over there." So they could, and we were just like, me and Will were talking about
It's
it.
kind of insane.
And
hey?
saying how convenient would this be if you could just relocate immediately as a musician? And you're like, right, I'm going to go play
to
over
the
there.
side.
It's just like, but you can't. This is
Thing
so
is, like,
difficult.
we kind of could do that.
There's so much setup involved.
No, but what I mean is, if we hired enough people to hold, like,
Yeah, that was the
people
only way we
holds-
did it. People
You
walking
have a
around
speaker
holding
person,
speakers.
and then you have cable people to hold your cables, and then
Well,
like
you just
a
have to go
pedal board
wireless, wouldn't
person who like holds the pedals.
No, they just have to know when to
Press
pedal.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess live music is a very stationary thing generally.
For
Quite.
the most part.
Unless, these, like, I went to a festival last year in the COVID thing, that happened. Did you hear about
festival?
that? You're going to say, the COVID thing that happens. You're like, what thing?
What festival did you go to during COVID?
I went to, it was Yours and Owls in Wollongong.
It wasn't mine.
And it was on. It's called Yours and Owls.
It's not called mine.
And it was on. Anyway. It didn't land the second time either.
Tom's and Al's. That works.
And what they did was it was really weird. But it was good because it was a music festival that was on. But since it was like COVID safe, they literally, like cattle, they like penned us into 4. They divided the audience into 4 different lots. So there were, if you imagine like a rectangle and you crisscross it. That's a really bad way to put it. But anyway,
to make
it's in
4 more
quarters.
rectangles.
Yes. But then what they did is they put the stage. The stage was essentially 2 stages side by side in the middle, it was a really weird layout. So it had like, if you imagine like a regular festival stage, put another one next to it. So there's 2, like 2 of the awning things, right? And then in front of the 2 stages, there's 2 lots, and then behind the stages there's 2 lots, so it's front and back.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the stages are in the middle, and then what they had was on both stages they had rotating floors. See, this is so elaborate. They had rotating floors.
This seems
so
way over the top.
yeah, and then one was called like peach, one was called eggplant, purple, the colored things.
What was
The lots, so you get like a wristband for each color of like which pen you're in.
Why didn't they just pick like red, blue, yellow, and green?
I don't know. They use like emojis. So
Of course
the
they
purple
did.
one was like the
It's got to
eggplant,
be cool, I guess.
and then the peach one was like the peach.
One's
Doing the whole
hands.
thing. But the problem was you only get access to like obviously a quarter of the facilities, a quarter of the food trucks, because you're in your own little pen.
Oh, were they all different as well?
And then what would happen is, obviously, you'd only play one band at a time. So they had the two stages next to each other. And the reason that's handy for them is because they can do I guess the festival must usually have two stages, because then that's how they do the changeover,
Yeah.
There's a bit of time in between. So what they did, and then they both were on rotating floors, both stages. So sometimes you'd be watching a performance where they'd be in front of you on your stage.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'd be watching the back of a performance on your stage. And then the other half of the time, the performance was on the other stage to the left, which you couldn't really see, and it was facing the other way. So sometimes a band was playing, and you're literally like, oh, I can't wait to see this band. And then you go up there, you can't see them, they're not even on your stage, they're on the stage, which is, you can kind of see across into the next pen, and then you're seeing the back of them. Only occasionally they did the rotate throughout the performance, where you got half the performance, the front of it. And like, I guess the thing is, you had all the screens, the big screens, and that's what you watch everything on these days, because they put the huge LCD, LED screens. But
LSDs.
at the end of the day, it was just kind of like, it was weird. But it was good that it was festival. And then they put chairs out for everyone, right? Huge rows of chairs, white plastic chairs. Everyone had to have a seat, but then obviously no one would sit. And then in between the songs, they tell everyone, like, sit down, go back to your seats, in like a really monotone voice. And just no one would do it. And that was like half the festival was listening to this guy going on about people in the peach zone. You need to stop dancing and sit down. It was literally like that. And the only fun part at the end, the plus side, was if you kicked over one of the chairs, they cable tied them all together in rows. So you could knock over one and it would like domino and they'd all fall over. So at the end of the night, we just kind of knocked over all the chairs, which was fun.
That was the best thing about the festival. The chair knocking.
Yeah. It was just good to be out. It's good to be outside.
Sounds like a
in
terrible
COVID.
festival.
It was all right.
Was anyone good playing?
They were also. It was at the time where I feel like it was, live music was on the edge, where they were like, if this doesn't go well and it becomes a huge COVID outbreak, festivals are going to be stopped. So they were doing it like you wanted it to go well for them, but then you were there and you were like, this is a bit weird. Like,
Yeah, but were there any good bands playing?
yeah.
Who?
I
I need,
can't remember.
I need you to name drop at least one.
It was a while ago.
You can remember the fact that
Lime
chairs could all
Cordial.
be kicked. Okay.
Lime Cordial.
They're very good. I like
Tones and I
those.
was on at the end,
Tones.
and they had fireworks.
Imagine that.
They had fireworks. They had Tones and I.
There's a,
I think I saw the back of Tones and I. I think we had her. Actually, maybe she was facing us. No, she did the full 360 on our stage. So we got the 50-50 where we had Tones and I
Okay.
on our side.
On the other side, she was against you.
Yes. But yeah, weird.
Damn your tones. Yeah.
Weird
Okay.
festival.
That sounds like the weirdest festival there ever was.
It was
if I'm
quite
honest.
weird. But it was still a festival.
Ooh,
It was like the
that was my
only
chair,
one.
by the way.
I got them from Kmart. They're quite good, those
Yeah.
chairs.
Yeah, they make noises.
Noises.
Noisy chairs. Noisy chairs.
But wait, so if you had a PowerPoint presentation at your gig,
Is that where this is all going
what
to?
would your first slide be?
My first slide would be like it probably the text is irrelevant, whatever it would say, but it would be like one of those word art, like circa 2003.
Oh, like
Do you know one of those
Yeah.
old school PowerPoint presentation things? A badly cropped image, which is basically pulled over from just copy, like save as, kind of bang straight on, not cropped around what I want, but complete like and very pixelated. And a gradient background, which is a violent mix of colors, maybe like heavy, like a dark red on the top, and it goes through to black on the bottom, but blue and yellow in the middle, something like really off-putting.
yeah, it
That
symbolizes you and your
would
music.
It would be like circa like 2003 PowerPoint presentation when nobody knew what was going on and just wanted to put everything on the screen.
And like any more slides, or just that?
Well, you asked my first slide. That
your
would be
first
my
slide? Yeah,
first
first
slide.
slide, yeah.
It'd be like a badly cropped image where there's a lot more on there than I
Needs to be.
wanted. Like it's like it's kind of like
Oh,
it's like a picture of me, but I'm just like off center, and
Yeah.
in the other side of the picture is like something weird, like George Bush shaking hands with Spider-Man, like something weird. But it's actually supposed to be me, but it's
And your
didn't
attention.
crop it up.
So it's
properly.
one of those PowerPoints where you've done everything they tell you not to do in PowerPoints. Like you
Kind
put
of.
the red text on the blue background. So
Yeah,
you can't
it looks
see clashes.
awful. Like it
And there's no
genuinely is
center
awful.
point of focus.
No,
No.
yeah, everything's everywhere.
Yeah.
A couple
Nice.
of bullet points
Good luck with that.
with like stars instead of bullet points, something like that. Something weird. That'll be my first page, and then you press it a couple of times, and then they'd individually disappear, and then they'd all appear again before changing the scene. And then you'd open the next PowerPoint, and then there'd be some weird transition where like a shooting star comes on the screen, and then
Yours is
bounces
so
off.
different to what mine would be.
Mine would just be chaos, and it'd just be brilliant. It'd just be so weird. Like
It'd be
people
brilliant.
would just be there watching,
Like,
going,
what is going on?
"What is going on?
What could
But
the
I'd
next
have
slide be? I
everyone's
like that.
attention.
Ah.
That it would constantly be like that.
I was thinking more along the lines of like, making it pretty like, kind of like quite boring, but like, it's like to the point. So they go like, you walk in, you're setting up your kit, and they're like, oh my God, this guy's setting up a PowerPoint. Like, what?
You
This
try
is
to
weird.
make it really formal.
And then you press the next one, and it's like song title, artist name, this, and then like the lyrics, but like too small so you can't read them. And then after that, I'd press spacebar, and it would say clap in big letters.
Clap.
It would just say clap.
And then it press again, clap more.
And it would also have
Stop
the
clap.
transition would have a, you know, like I think there was one in PowerPoint, like a yay, like a,
I think I've got
clapping
the
sound.
same one on my stream.
Yeah, literally like one of those. And then it would go to the next song, and then clap, and then at the end I'd have something about Google review, maybe
Review me on Yelp or something.
review me on Yelp. And
Or
then I'd be like, any questions?
What also would be good is if it was a function like yours, where it's this girl's 30th birthday, if you can find just some stock video footage of what she may have looked like as a child, and just pretend it's like, oh, I've got all your home video, and you play along to that, and everyone will be like, oh, look at that. That's so,
And it's just
so
like some
cute.
random
And it's just
kid.
random. And the kid, she'd just be like, who the hell is that?
Kid's
and everyone
actually a
else-
bit different.
We kind of did that to my friend's, my friend's
So
wedding.
people think it's
The day before
childhood
my
photo.
friend's wedding, I was speaking to the best man, and I had no involvement to anything at this point. All I knew was I was playing music at the wedding, and we were talking. He's Welsh, got married over here in Sydney, and we were saying how funny it would be if we got just random Welsh people to send in videos, because his family had sent videos. But we were thinking, like, wouldn't it be funny if they were just like we got random people that he doesn't know to give all these best wishes for his wedding, because none of the guests would know. They'd all assume that they were his family and his friends and everything, but he would have no idea who they were. So that was the plan.
Yeah.
So then we had, at this point, I think we had like 15 hours until the wedding. So I start frantically messaging people back home. Luckily, time zone. So I was like, "Can you just do me like a real quick favor? Friends getting married. Can you just wish them, all the best and all this, and just send me a quick video? He doesn't know anything about it. We're just gonna confuse him for a little bit." So we had a few people send through. So just standing there going, "What's going on?
Who are these people?" But then it's also like, it's that we
He's
can't.
like-
He's
but
just got to
there was
smile and be like,
point-
"Ah."
There was one point where he just goes, "Wait, that's Jade's family." He's like recognizes them, like, "Oh,
yeah, you lost
damn
it.
it, we lost
You
it."
didn't go far enough.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
If we'd had time, I think it would have been brilliant.
yeah.
Just making a fake family. But that's what I think you should do for this. You should definitely should bring a PowerPoint, and then make a fake family and friends for it. Wishing
I kind
it.
of want to.
I'm sorry, I can't be there.
But then I was like, am I
like
saying it wrong? What do you call it?
I would have just said power.
Wall socket power. I guess
Power access. I wouldn't have said PowerPoint.
I'm usually just like, I just need a space in a PowerPoint.
I'd have just said power. I could just
I can't believe
stop
that.
the risk.
So funny. I
Or
just need a
power
PowerPoint.
access.
I'm like, no. I need a PowerPoint.
Plug socket.
Like he has to make it.
I need a PowerPoint.
I need
on
a PowerPoint.
Why I'm the best
I need a
musician
space,
for the
and
job.
I need a PowerPoint on why you hired me,
Yeah,
why you picked me,
yeah.
3 things you like about my music.
And a sonnet.
No clashing colors. Yeah, like all these different things. And we got to play it at the end, and there's some credits and a few different things like that. But yeah. Anyway, that was random.
Yeah, that is weird. But I would like to make a really terrible terrible PowerPoint. If I was doing one,
I
it'd be
haven't-
over the top, but it would clearly be ironic because of how bad it is.
I haven't made a PowerPoint in a very long time.
No, not me. I was thinking about we should do one, but just for for our pre-pod checklist.
Oh,
I think, but also we
Before
should
we
then have all
start.
the huge transitions on it, just for my amusement, just to keep me in.
it's a
just to keep
complete
me-
waste of our time when we could just make content.
Yeah.
Let's make a PowerPoint on how to make content. Let's make a PowerPoint.
Yeah. That's flawless.
Like I was saying the other day that like it's the same thing about streaming. Is that like sometimes I'm like all I need to do is click start stream, and I can start playing music to people online and doing my thing and playing my show. But all I want to do is just
Do it.
like you need to just click the go live button. But all I want to do is something, not like something else, but like I spent like an hour and a half the other night making a transition in OBS, which is the
Yeah, you said
the Katy Perry say that you're fine, but you're not really fine
You're not really
meme.
fine.
I spent like a couple hours doing that. And then I
Worth-
was like, it was worth it.
100%
It
worth
was
it.
so worth it. But I was
Do you
like,
know
I could have streamed.
the only way you improve that is when it goes to grey, is you have like a rain filter come down on it.
Yeah, but see, I was getting really into it, and then I had to
That's
snap
it.
myself out of it, and I was like, I've spent too
That's the only
much
way it's
time
improved.
on this rain filter.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So
the
if anyone
only
doesn't know
way.
what I'm talking about, on my stream, it's like a live stream video, and I've made it so if you type in a certain command, my camera then goes grey in slow motion, and then it starts playing the audio when you say that you're fine, but you're not really fine. I should see if I can pull it up so people know what I'm talking
You
about.
say that you're fine, but you're not really fine.
It's
Yeah,
definitely one of my favorites.
If you can find a way of getting, like, do you know on Friends where Joey's in front of the rains? It's like he's in front of. He's got the glass thing, and it's like raining.
I need one of those.
Yeah, that's.
I
what
guess
you-
we could just make one
But that's what if you can put that kind of filter over
the top.
while
to
it's
come
black
in.
and white, just to make
I
it
could,
even
I could
sadder.
definitely do it. But this is the thing, like with your brain, it just starts going, and then I'm like, I could do this, and then like,
And then there's fireworks.
the sun goes down, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was supposed to work today.
Yeah,
and I've
yeah.
just like done this. This is the audio.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're
And the
not
piano.
really fine.
I
You
should
just
learn
can't
those.
get into it because they would never understand.
It's what chords? What chords is that?
That's
Say something.
Yeah,
I'm
I was gonna
giving
say,
up on
it's
you.
the
That's
same-
what it is.
same
Interesting.
chord, isn't it?
Should learn that song, and then I should just practice the voice.
what practice Katy Perry's voice.
But yeah, say that you're fine, and you're not really fine. I can't really do it.
Is that your best Katy Perry
That was
impression?
it. That was it. That was it. What's yours?
I don't know. I'm feeling under pressure.
Raw.
Raw.
That's my other favorite meme of all time is Katy Perry singing Raw, and then it cuts to Gordon Ramsay.
Oh,
You're
it's
gonna
raw.
hear me fucking raw, and it just keeps cutting in Gordon Ramsay saying it's
raw.
fucking raw. It's brilliant.
How
That
good's
one
Gordon?
too.
Gordon's in a few good memes.
Gordon's brilliant. Love Gordon.
But, do you know what? I do want. When I was in my stream last night, someone, I think it was Soft Tackle, our sponsor of
Our
today's
sponsor.
stream, mentioned the Goosebumps. Do you remember the image? Oh my god, Goosebumps!
No, what is that?
Have you not seen it? It's a picture of this young girl holding all these copies of the Goosebumps books, and then it's just like the way she's like losing her mind. It's like the picture's taken at a perfect time, and it's been like titled.
Oh
my god, Goosebumps!
I've never seen that.
You need to look at that.
I need to look. I'm
That's
gonna look
that's
that
like
up right now.
classic meme right
Is
there.
it spelled ERH?
Yeah,
Gerd.
good. Yeah,
Goose.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. It's spelled goosebumps like that. Oh yeah.
Oh my
Oh my god. It's
Goosebumps.
Gersperms. Gersberms.
Let me see.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Gersperms.
my god, Goosebumps.
It's such
That's-
an old photo.
Yeah.
I love how someone's found that of like their mum and been like, "Oh, mum, you're gonna be a meme." She's like,
going
"What?"
to
She's
be
like,
a
"Hi,
meme."
sweetie, what's a meme?"
But it was like there was just that time.
They've
yeah.
remade it with different
That was-
things.
It's so good. It's one of the
Oh my
originals.
I don't think I've seen it. It reminds me of the era of like Bad Luck Brian.
Yeah, it's same, very same, very same.
They're
era.
related actually.
Yeah. They were his copies of Goosebumps.
Yeah, he lost them.
He lost
He had
them.
such bad luck.
But it was the same. It was the same time. That's when all the
Same
memes
era.
were
Early meme era. So now it's all video memes.
It's all video, yeah.
Video memes. I like it when the original memes come out.
It's like what was the Victory Baby was one, wasn't it? And then Vodafone bought the rights to it.
Oh yeah, did they?
Yeah.
What was it? Was he the one who did the victory? What about the one in front of the fire? Was that little girl?
Oh no,
It was the little
kid
girl
on
in
the
front of the
beach.
house burning. Yeah, victory.
One of them.
Classic memes, man. They were like NFTs weren't a thing, but if they were,
Oh,
they'd be like,
Lord.
oh my, like that. If you had the original,
Yeah.
Bad Luck Brian, or like the
Bad
thing.
Luck Brian.
Oh.
What? I can't even think of
Memes.
half of them now.
It was
Some of them are so good.
me and a really close friend of mine.
I already love this. I know what it is.
You know what it is. At uni, we were studying engineering, and the only way to get through it was to just, I don't know, but we didn't get the best grades, but we did get our degrees, and we did end up with a Star Wars meme page. With at one point we had over 8,000 followers.
Making Star Wars memes.
Making Star Wars themed memes, and every time we'd go in and do our like air conditioning lecture, which was so boring, and it was like at that
Were you
point
just making them or reposting them?
no, we're making them. We made them from scratch, every single one. We made them, and it started to get to the point when once we started growing, we started getting, because when you first start out, we're like no, we're only going to post ones that are like, I'm like quality. Not quantity, quality. I want like dank memes.
I want some dank memes.
Clean, like homegrown, fresh, like good memes. And so we made a couple, and I think the first one. No, it's okay. This is what got us into. I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was at the Olympics years ago when
Which Olympics?
Phelps had his hood up, and he looked really creepy. This photo came out of Michael Phelps.
12? Beijing?
Yeah, maybe.
And 12 was London.
No,
12,
it wouldn't have been
20.
12. No. It would have been later than that.
8 was Beijing. 12 was London.
16.
16 was
It would have
Brazil,
been 16.
question mark?
It would have been 16. And there was this picture of, I think it was Phelps. And
That's
he
some
had,
good knowledge, by the way.
he was waiting for his race. And you know how they always like, it's kind of like before a boxing match, they kind of get their game face on and they're like
Yeah.
in the zone. He was in the zone and he had his hood up and he looked like a Sith Lord.
Yeah, of course.
So, I think I saw that came out, and I think a lot of people did draw that connection, but I was like, oh, Sith Lord made a meme. This is funny, and then put that up, and then we did another Olympic one. It was all Olympics memes at the time.
It was
So we
topical.
did this crossover, this topical Star Wars Olympic meme crossover, and then I made the next meme we made, which is the one which I think we started rolling, was it was Mace Windu. When his hand gets chopped off by the lightsaber,
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson. It was him with this like burning stump, and I captioned it, when you test the bathwater, but you fucked up. And that was it. It's not my bad, but it was early days.
Yeah.
Early days.
It's
And I
not
made
bad.
it made an
It's
app
not
on my
bad.
phone.
A bit of
Put it
tweaks,
up,
you could be fine.
and then we started going. So every week we tried to put it out because we noticed we just started getting like a bit of traction and people started like interacting with it. And then what happened was big meme pages, like the big dogs, Star Wars General, and like there are all these ones which are like the big, they've got like 300K. Oh, and there was a page on Facebook back when Facebook pages were a big thing. This is a little while ago. Just Jedi Things was a page, and it was just a Jedi meme Facebook page. And someone from that page followed us on Instagram. Every post we did, they would
repost
just
it.
steal it and put it on their page. Put on their page, and we're like, shit.
That's what Lad Bible does.
And it got to the point where people said, "Oh my god, this is so funny," and people sent me the meme that I made, and it had 10,000 likes on Facebook.
Well, that's what Lad Bible cops loads of issues
Yeah.
for, because like there's loads and loads, especially it's a lot of Facebook nonsense, but they pull a lot of things from Reddit and then repost it with no credit involved, or if someone's usually made something funny, someone reposts it and it's it always has the tagline, who made this with the crying laughing emojis, or
Yeah,
who did
yeah.
this? And it's like, well, you took it from somewhere.
You took
It's
it from
there.
somewhere. You know exactly where you go. And it's kind of like you feel a bit cheated, especially when you get. We'd put posts up and get like 500-600 likes. Big One's got 800 likes on it on our page, our own page. But then you'd see it on Facebook and have like 10,000 likes, and it's like, well, it looks like it's their post. So then we had to get really good at the watermark, IG ... Jedi memes. That was our handle. It still exists. If you want to go check it out and give us a follow, please do.
There's no content on it anymore. You don't post anymore, right?
No, well, there's still a backlog
We should just change
of quality.
But what we should have done is removed it and just
Turn
put
it
the
into
Musos
Musos.
podcast, and then we just got all these followers.
We're like, what is going on?
Just delete it.
These
No,
are
just keep
Star
all the
Wars
Star Wars memes.
Would-
Keep them.
We could just have. Then we'd have to do the podcast, and we just have to dress up as Jedi,
I mean, we could do a
just
a
to bridge
cosplay,
the gap.
a cosplay episode. Why not?
Let's not.
I reckon it'd be great.
It was kind of brutal because you get into that whole thing, and we get really good at. For a while, we put the watermarks in, but we don't want to put the watermark like right in the middle. But if you put it in the corner,
They just crop it
they
out.
do the cheeky crop, and it's so you had to like
Or they just lay these over the top.
fade it in somewhere that it'll at least carry through, because you do want to get like, we were like making these. There are pages that were just out there, just copy paste and the way that they're doing really well is because they put out heaps of content, but they're just grabbing it from everywhere and just posting. And we were like, no, we're like coming up with these and like making them. You know,
You're a genius.
we were like baking them fresh.
You're the guy who came up with Control Zap.
Last
Also-
episode.
Also one of my favorite things I've ever heard you say. That was brilliant.
I don't think it was that good. So
I think it
kind of
was
hurts my
great.
feelings. It's one of the best things we've ever said.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Facts. Yeah. It's probably the smartest you've ever been.
That was my peak, guys.
It's all
Episode
downhill.
1, I peaked, and it's all downhill from
There's a
here.
reel about it. Is it out?
I've heard
yet?
there
That
is.
one's out, yeah.
That's one thing I reckon we should also talk about is the fact that we posted some YouTube videos this week, and Alex is really into making thumbnails. It's really into making thumbnails, and I like we both made a thumbnail for the video, and I made like a pretty regular one with you and Aiden, cropped it and wrote like a little thing on it, like who no one claps or whatever it was, and then he made a thumbnail, and he's like, it's the most clickbait thing I've ever seen in my
But-
life.
I mean, it's fine.
And he's like, no, it's all about just interaction. It doesn't matter. But I'm like, it's like, I feel like
I've not lied to
you're
anyone.
being like,
The next one's more clickbaity.
you're like, that's like the wish of YouTube. You order something and then you get it, and you're
Whoa.
like,
Sorry.
oh, what are you doing?
I adjusted my mic again. I
all right.
need to stop doing it.
I'll edit that out.
Thanks.
No, I don't know if I'll bought that actually.
No, it's probably for... We are talking about it now. You have to edit this.
That's true. It won't make
entire
sense.
thing
It's out of
if I-
context. I'll too late
Yeah,
now.
so rip headphone users. Sorry.
What were we saying? Oh yeah, your thumbnails.
Nothing wrong with thumbnails. They're very...
It's so clickbait. I was
The
saying
one that
they're like
comes out-
wish. You know when you buy something and you get it, and
The
you're
one that
like,
comes out on
oh, it's
Friday.
so disappointing.
Is great. I'm
The
proud of that one.
thumbnail
Yeah,
or the video.
thumbnail. I don't care about the content of the video. No, the video's good as well, actually. The video's good as well. And it's not clickbait if it's accurate to the video.
Except for the
Title and the thumbnail are represented within the video. It is not clickbait.
Yeah, but they're like loosely represented because the people in the
I don't
there's
care
two
how
people in the
loosely-
thumbnail who are just not in our video.
No, but that helps explain.
Yeah, okay. We'll see.
I mean,
We'll see. Well, we'll see how it performs, and then I think I might just come full circle. Who knows?
If it
It might
performs
just explode.
badly, then I blame
It might just get heaps of
on
dislikes.
you.
They removed dislikes from YouTube, didn't they? I think they did, which is good. We
Yeah,
can,
but you can. Oh yeah, but I'm not going to tell. Not for everyone, but you can get an extension whereby you can
you can then dislike.
see them all.
Oh, I was thinking more like people who really like. I want to hate this video. You can get a specific extension
They didn't remove.
to put the button back in.
No, the button's still there.
Is it?
Yeah, the button's still there, but you just didn't get. Do you know, like you see the like
number.
count?
Ah,
You
they
don't
moved
see
the count.
dislike count.
Okay.
So the dislike still happens, which is why the extension just brings back the number count.
Yeah.
So that's.
I
all
used
it
to
does.
love that though, because people would be like, "Oh, was it Justin Bieber who was saying, yeah, like one of my videos, it's the most disliked video on YouTube."
Oh, it's not.
Well, like, at the time, it
At
was.
the time,
At the time, it
it's one
would
of
have
the
been.
YouTube rewinds.
It's kinda cool.
Is the most
Oh
disliked.
yeah, I forgot
I
they
think
used
that's
to do
part
that.
of the reason they got rid of the dislike. Is
Yeah.
because their rewinds
They're
are
really clean, and they
copying
probably put
it.
heaps of money into those too.
Oh, it's too much money.
Yeah, they're
But
pretty
they
cringe.
miss the mark every single time. So
It was like a good theory, like a good in theory for the first couple. I remember seeing them be like, oh yeah, it's kind of cute. Get all the creators together to make like
Yeah.
a bit of a fun thing. It's kind of like the school project at the end of term, the group project.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
has a bit of fun, but then after like a couple of years, everyone's like, yeah, no.
But it was the one with Will Smith opened it, wasn't it? That was the one that bombed the hardest.
I think I remember that was ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was when that was the one that bombed hard. And then it was from there on that
Yeah.
they just kept tanking, and then they like scrambled to try and fix it, and then the idea and premise for each one was just getting worse
Well,
and
yeah,
worse.
they just had to. Do they keep doing it? I guess they can't really stop.
I don't know if they did one this year.
At least they.
I think they blamed,
At least
or
they
the
called it.
most recent one, I think they may have binned it off and blamed it on COVID.
Oh yeah, but like it's
might have
the
been it.
internet. It's
Yeah.
poor excuse.
The people did their own ones though, didn't they? They like made their own rewind out of like clips of videos and stuff, which
Yeah.
are actually just way better.
Yeah, let the community like do the thing.
That
That's what
usually
they do
happens.
best.
Yeah.
It's when they come in and they're like, we're gonna overproduce this and do that.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
It same happens with a lot of video games where as soon as you allow modders to get in, they fix the game.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like
The
when a
people.
game comes out,
Give the people the power.
it happens on Steam all the time. It's like a game will come out and then you wait 2 months and then there's a better graphics mod
Of the-
there's
yeah.
like a this
Yeah,
all
some
the
of
all
the-
the all the
oh.
bugs fixed, like just
Some
thanks for coming.
people are bloody. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And
People
you're
are,
you
like,
did
invested
this.
in it.
You did this for free. It's like hire this man or
Yeah,
woman.
exactly.
Hire this person.
Like some people, it's just it's just a bit of a fun project on the side.
the
Like,
side.
I'm going to fix this
Oh.
game.
Yeah,
But then you'll
Awesome.
get like some companies where the mods then got bring into it. Like if you've got a game that's got an organic ecosystem essentially, like say Minecraft, it's just constantly being updated. If some of the mods are hitting the mark, they just adapt it into the game.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
if a lot of people are using it and a lot of people like it and it's pretty good, then they just pull it in.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they don't need to do anything because
Yeah,
someone's already
yeah.
done all the testing.
Yeah.
Just got thank you for that.
Yeah,
I'm having
yeah.
it.
The thing is, that's how like a lot of this stuff, like a lot of stuff with tech and online stuff, it just like it evolves from that. Hey,
Yeah, it just gets
'Cause people-
absorbed in.
Like you think about some of the stuff with Twitch, like stream a song list and stuff, and like
Yeah.
and like OBS, which we are using to stream.
Hello.
It's open source, right?
Yeah.
And it's just nuts. The stuff you can do with it,
It's unreal. It's actually
and it's
unreal.
free. It's literally like I was thinking the other day. I'm like, you could produce a full-on show, which is what we're doing, by the way. If you want to watch us on YouTube, you can watch us on YouTube. It's a full-on show, and it's very well produced. You can produce a full-on show through OBS. You need to stop touching that.
I can't help it. I move around a lot.
You need to get
I'm
in-
sitting still, but I need to move
You need
around.
to be sponsored by Rode, which I am not.
Oh, no, not me. Yeah,
But you need one of these.
Hey, Rode. Want to sponsor us, please? Give me a wonderful boom arm and also a Rodecaster Pro 2.
Don't
Thank
talk
you.
like that. I don't like that.
Why?
It's
That was
weird.
my please Rode voice.
Nice. But yeah. And
who do we know that's sponsored or has connections with Rode? Hazy,
some streamers.
Chris Miller.
Mm.
We spoke about these in the first podcast, didn't we?
Just calling
And they
people
still
out.
haven't reached out.
Hook us up.
Hey, Rode, we spoke about you twice now.
See, this is how you get sponsorships: is you talk about them publicly.
I'm also wearing a Hope Estate t-shirt, brewery and winery in the Hunter
we're
Valley.
on this now. Yeah, Road.
Yeah,
See,
but do you know what? Actually, no, because their sour beers are fucking amazing.
are they?
Yeah.
We're just trying to get sponsorships really badly in this
Yeah.
segment, aren't we? But the case, the problem is we've got Shure mics on Road stands.
Yeah, but you can't read the Shure on mine. And also, if you could, I keep moving it anyway.
You keep touching it.
Yeah. So if you'd like to give me a Rode mic as well, I'd be fine with that. I'd use it.
Give us
You give the
things.
wireless ones. We want those.
We do. Do we?
Because then we can move around a lot.
Oh, the headphones.
That means I wouldn't have to move this all the time. No, the wireless mics.
Oh, like lav mics.
Yeah. And then I could just walk around the room,
Yeah.
occasionally come into
yeah.
shot.
True. They could
It'd be
hook us
better
up.
for everyone.
You could just leave,
I could just leave, still be connected,
walk down the street.
walk down the street.
That's true. That's true. I've been thinking about getting one of those at some point.
Hey, Road.
But, yeah. Well, I just. Hey, Road.
Hey, Road. I'm going to send this clip to them. Hey, Road. Tom said, can you sort this out, please? Thanks. Thanks for coming.
Clearly, we don't know how to get sponsorships, do we?
Not a clue. Not a clue.
Not a clue.
We're just going to keep saying Road. And hopefully they
If we
find
plug
us.
it enough,
Yeah.
they will.
We've mentioned your
Make
company
ripples
89 times
in our podcast.
in our podcast.
Yeah, it's funny how like things have changed to that in the sense that people these days will plug brands and advertise for brands for free, and like brands do some really really sneaky deals and stuff, but people will put up an Instagram post being like, I'm just having my so and so, and they're not even being paid for it, and they're doing
I know,
it
because they're hunting for it.
they're
Like I
hunting
just
for
did
it,
with
but
my
it's
Hope
kind of
Estate.
like if you can like tease people to make them think that you might, because like
Or you just get
I
sort of
do
like
that
one or
sometimes.
two people out.
I'll tag certain like my guitar brand or this in one of my posts, and they'll come through and they'll reply. They'll be like, nice. They'll reply to my story and they'll like it, and they'll be like, nice. And I'll be like, sponsorship, please.
And
But they give you like a little bit to be like, oh, like we see what you're doing, and like, oh, they can see that. Maybe they're going to sponsor me, but they're
That's
actually
not
just
how
like,
it works.
no, we've got hundreds of people doing this.
I'm just the social guy, is what's happening. I'm just the guy with the Instagram account.
Yeah.
That's the guy you're talking
yeah,
to.
oh, exactly.
You're not talking to the sponsorship guy.
But there's a like they're a bit like little Ponzi schemes. I did a gig ages ago. It was an open mic night. Early days, I got asked to do an open mic.
Your early day gigs are my favorite stories.
This one was, I did a lot of open mics when I was in the UK, and it was really annoying because the gig industry where I was living, like, there just weren't pub gigs because every pub would run an open mic night. And it was
It's the way
generally
not
run
the-
by a musician who's just essentially getting paid. He's getting paid the gig rate to just pull people in. So he's like subletting essentially
it's
the gig to other people for free.
It's his equipment, and then if nobody shows up, he has to do the songs.
He has to do the gig. So like it was kind of, and I'd come over to the UK experienced, and like I've got my set lists and I've got this, and I didn't have all my equipment, but then when I got over there I sorted myself out. So I've got a PA that I can work with, and this and this and this, and I did a couple just to like play a couple for free, and then I got the odd gig out of it, but I tried to find other gigs, and everywhere I went these open mic people would move around and they'd do this thing everywhere. I did one here in Sydney when I first started, and a similar thing. A musician is being paid to run the open mic night for a brewery, and they got me in to do, I think it was like a 40-minute set, and I went in there and I was like, oh, I'll do it because I kind of wanted to get a gig at that venue, and I played the gig, and the gig was like it's like a complete scam. You go in and it was like whichever table, everyone gets a little bit of paper on their table, and it's whoever like claps the loudest. Oh no, I think they could vote. He would print out
It was like
a little bit
Battle
of
of
paper.
the Bands kind of thing.
Battle of the Bands open mic. So it was like there'd be 3 acts. He'd find 3 musicians who desperately wanted to earn a living, and then he would write their names on a bit of paper, put the bit of paper on each table, and then at the end of the night you could tick the box of the musician you liked the most, and then the winner, whoever had the most tables favor, would win, right?
Yeah.
So I did it, and I was like, oh, whatever. I'll just get in there, play a gig, suss out the venue. Like I know this venue does do live gigs on other nights and stuff, so I'll just go in there and just show them that I'm competent. Went in there, played the gig, did the thing. The problem is you can bring in friends and stuff, and you could just win.
That's it.
But it doesn't work. It doesn't really work.
But that's the way.
I did end up getting the tick,
Yeah.
winning it, and then he came and he said like congratulations, da da da. It was for a case of beer. It was for a case of beer, and I did a 40-minute set for a case of beer, which is valued at I think $40 to $50. But they were a brewery, so they made the beer, so definitely their cost is very low.
Well, this is in the UK, where a case
Anyway.
of beer is like £10.
Oh, this was actually here.
Oh, okay.
This was here.
Okay.
And then he came up to me and said, "Congrats, you've made it to the semi-final.
You have to do it all again.
I haven't won the beer." I didn't win the beer. That's what you win. You have to come back for the semi-final to play another set to win again to win the beer. And I was like, sorry, what? And I was like, nah, mate, like I'm not coming back.
No.
And then I think he just went to the next person and said, "You've won. You had the most votes. Come back for the semi-final." And it's rigged in. He's got people come back every week.
One of my first gigs in Sydney was a very similar thing, and it was like a battle of the bands thing, and but they were doing that where, you know, it's a vote among the people, but they were also charging people entry to this terrible thing, which I won the night, and then they kept getting in touch with me going, "Oh, right, which semi-final do you want to go to?" It's like these are the options. You could do this one or this one. I was like, "Well, I'm not doing that.
Coming back.
No, I'm not wasting my time." But it's so ridiculous because also, like, I think it was a decent prize. I think overall, like, the top prize was quite decent. I think it was like some studio recording time in there and all stuff like this, and like these new speakers and something. Like, it was a decent prize if you won overall. But I also know that in this, like, whoever's in the semi-final or the final, if they really wanted to win, they just bring a lot of people. Yeah. You're just like, I don't want to do that to my friends.
No. I know. It's a whole.
I'm not charging my friends like $10-20 entry just to come and hear me play, just to vote for me. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
Bad practice. Like, and it's like bad venues for doing that kind of thing, or the organisers. It's not necessarily the venues. Whoever's organised it, it's just not on.
No. Pretty much across the board, competitions with gigs and getting music and like songwriting competitions are all bad.
Yeah,
generally pretty bad. I did one in the Rocks last year, which was like, I'm like, oh
yeah, you said,
it was like a City of Sydney, so like the local council, City of Sydney, was clubbing together with a bunch of bands. The prizes were good. Like the top prize was like, I think it was like you know, $15,000 worth of stuff, which once you water that down, it's actually not, because it's like, I think $7,000 of the $15,000 was like consultancy from a label guy, which is like, well, he could be billing you $1,000 an hour, and give you a 7-hour course on really not giving you some advice over the phone. Like, you know, there's a lot of that. It's like, it's a $15,000 package, and they record a single. So I think you get like a bit of studio time, and like you get a mix and a master on a song, and like it was like a $15,000 thing, but it's probably really like, it's like if they had to pay you in cash, they would have given you like $1,000 or something. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they've inflated it with sponsors, because they get all the sponsors in. You win like some Nando's money and some of this and this and this, and like really what it costs them is not that much, and it's inflated by all that stuff. So did this one, and it's one of those things. As you progress through the rounds, you start to feel more and more. The more you win, the more you like lose. You get through the rounds, and you're like, you fall. I feel like you fall a bit deeper into the con. You know what I mean? Like you get through the first round and they're like, oh great, and they're like, cool, you're in the next round, but you've got to invest a bit more time into this, but you're getting closer to the prize. You know, you're getting there. And then you get through the next round, and then by the end of it, like, I got through to the final round, which is nice.
Well done.
And they got me on Sunrise. They called me, and they're like, oh, because one thing that they couldn't, first thing was, they couldn't tell you if you'd won until you do the gig on the Saturday. If you won, you had to come back on the next day to do a gig. So I'm like, already like, oh, it's not really going to work, because I'd have to cancel work. They did cover some expenses, which is good, like expenses. So they kind of covered like a low paying gig. So I was like, oh, I can justify spending a day to do that. But then they called me and were like, congratulations, like, you're one of our like finalists. And you're like, oh, cool, you know, great, thanks so much, that sounds good, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, cool, we need you to come in at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning to do a quick thing with Sunrise. And then you're going to do your final performance at like 1 in the afternoon. So I ended up spending like a whole day they didn't even have, they had a green room, but what they had was actually like, I'll say this, they had a real band playing. So this event was a songwriting competition, and the winners go up and they play their sets. And it was like, the reason I kind of wanted to play there was because there's a lot of money that's gone into this. They've set up a big setup. They've got like sound guys. They've got security. They've set up an outdoor bar. They've set up a big stage with big speakers and lights. It was going to be a whole thing. The weather was bad, so it wasn't that busy. But as it kind of went on, they had, I can't remember what the band was named, but they'd paid a band to fly down from Melbourne to play at the end of the night. So it was going to be the competition winners play a set.
Yeah.
All the industry panel are going to choose the winner, and then after that, this band's going to play.
Yeah.
Which I can't remember their name, but like, you know, like a solid band. They're being paid a lot to come down.
Yeah.
Anyway, since we had to wait all day, they put you in the green room. And in the green room, since we were like the measly little finalists, we were just like put in like literally, we had like a couple of chairs and we were just like chilling in the corner. We didn't have like tea, coffee or water or anything. We were just like stuck in this little room. And then next to us was the green room where it had been red ribboned off for this band. And they had like everything. Platters of food, drinks, bar service, this. And we were like, could we just get a glass of water or a cup of tea or something? Because we're here like all day.
Yeah.
And we have to be waiting around in this room. And it was just like, yeah, the closer we all got to the end, we were just like, why? We were all just like,
Done.
We're done. Why are we here? We don't even know. None of us cared at the end of it.
Yeah.
We went up, we did the thing. Oh, you know what? Like one of us won. It ended up winning. I think I was a runner-up. And then they gave us a bottle of champagne and sort of sent us home. I think we got a little bit of prize money. I think it was nice. They kind of like, since, I don't know if they felt bad or I don't know what really happened, but they kind of like split the runners up. Since there were 4 of us, the winner won the big prize and the rest of us all got like a bit of money and like a bottle of champagne, which was kind of nice. There was like something at the end of it, but we're all there and it was just like,
It's kind of
the further
shit.
we got through, I'm like, you get to the end and I'm like, oh, like I've spent hours
just
and
for
hours,
nothing.
2 days. Like Sunday would have been like 12 hours and Saturday would have been like 12 hours, like full shifts. Like I could have definitely earned more than this if I was just working minimum wage.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have to just sit in a green room.
No. But yeah, competitions are always a bit, and that was the thing. It's like it's so set up, you know, like the money that goes
100%.
into it. You're just like, oh my god, like they have spent on just like one thing here. They've spent more than they've spent on like all of us, you know, like it's crazy.
Yeah, they're all weird. Those kind of things. I always find them really weird. They're just ego trips for certain people who are running it or involved in it.
Yeah.
It's more of it's more about them than anything else. It's like it's almost like a power trip. Like, oh, I can make you successful. You need to go to win this.
Oh, it's such a weird vibe. And the people you speak to they like want things from you. And the way they're talking to you, they're like, da, 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 and you're like, oh.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And that's why the music industry, you got to be careful because people come up to you and they're like, I want to record you. I want to do this. And you're just like,
I get that on stream all the time. Oh, I'd love to.
It's
and
weird,
then I was
though.
like, I always say, send me a message on Discord. And it, do you know what always happens is like, oh, I haven't got the track, but I just need you to, it's like, you want me to write a song for you for me to sing? And then you to, no. And
sometimes I think people, the thing that they will actually, they're kind of seeing as well, they're like, well, this guy looks like he's like hardworking and going somewhere. So they're like, I want
A piece of it.
a little piece of that. Yeah. That's kind of what they're asking a bit as well. It's like, it's not necessarily, they never come the right way, you know?
Yeah.
And people get stuck in like really, really bad contracts and stuff.
Yeah, that's just so
as well.
common, isn't
It's
it?
just so common because it's like, you know, if someone starts telling you you're amazing, you've got to just like be like, what do you want from me?
Take it with it.
What do you want?
There'll be just as many people telling you your shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We can't drink at the same time. It'll be awkward.
I saw that on the screen as I took my water. I was like, no, I was trying to be quick though. I was like, if I get mine in, he has to hold off. He has to say something. We can't drink at the same time.
No. I waited. I was the good
that's
boy.
the reason we need to get guests on, because then there's less chance for us all to drink at the same time.
Oh, there's still a chance.
If we have a guest,
we can coordinate it. I think we could.
maybe we set up little LED lights, green and red, and
When you're allowed to drink.
it's green, you're in the drink zone, and when it's red, so like if you're thinking about having a drink, you press a button, it'll switch the other people's
To red.
lights to red. Don't drink,
Don't
and then
drink.
you can drink.
See, this
It
is
would be a really simple circuit.
Yeah, but
because
this is-
only one
this-
light could be green
this-
at one time.
This is some of the excessive thoughts There's literally no need for that.
Now it's all I
I
can
can
think
look
about.
at you and go, he's not
It
having
would
a
be
drink
so
right now.
easy, though.
He's talking about something. I'm safe to drink. If you just if you were coming to the end like you were then, and I would
could be
reach
so
for
easy.
mine, and I saw you also reach for yours, I was like, I'm gonna have to wait here because he's inconsiderate
But-
and will not wait for me.
But all we'd have to do,
no light systems.
6 LEDs, super cheap, little Arduino microcontroller, and then just switches. So you just press the switch when you're thinking about drinking.
No,
Brilliant.
terrible idea.
Genius. Business,
Terrible
business
idea. So do you know what we learned about on my stream yesterday? Twitch.tv/aheadmusic.
Oh, what did you learn?
Did
Did you have a PowerPoint?
No, it wasn't a PowerPoint, but I feel like I should make one for my next stream.
Yep.
Which is on Thursday,
Drinking. Green light, drinking.
the 8th
Yes.
of September. I heard the gulp then again.
Nice.
Bananas are berries.
No, you wrote that on your stream title. I saw that.
Yeah, and then that's where it stemmed from, which they are, by the way. They are botanical berries. And potatoes produce berries.
What?
I know.
So were you saying that potatoes could produce a banana?
No, because they're a different plant, but potatoes produce, the plant produces berries, which are quite toxic, which
Okay.
is why we don't consume them. But
That's it. Can I look them up? Potato berries?
yeah, go for it. Go nuts. And while you're doing that,
Go
cucumber.
nuts.
It's not a nut.
Is he still going?
A
Cucumber.
cucumber is a fruit. Did you know that? Do you know why
Where
it's
are
a
you
fruit?
reading? I thought the only weird one was tomatoes are fruits.
No, it turns out that they are not, but it's for the same reason that a cucumber.
Potato berry.
Yeah, I know. This is blowing my mind.
Potato
yesterday.
berries look a lot like small green tomatoes. They are known variously as seed balls, potato apples, potato tomatoes, or simply as berries.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
Weird. Potato berries.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try one, even though they're toxic.
Yeah, they're toxic. Yeah, try one if you're on your last legs.
Did you know they produce poisonous?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I.
But yeah, a cucumber is also a fruit because of the same reason a tomato is a fruit. Do you know-
Seeds.
the seeds are in the inside. If the seeds are inside,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's what makes them a
A
fruit.
fruit. The vegetables have seeds on the outside? No, what about pumpkin? Pumpkin has seeds inside.
Is a pumpkin a fruit?
I don't think so. Pumpkin's a vegetable.
Oh, I need to find out.
Oh, this is just. Stop messing with the things I got taught as a child.
I can't help
I just
it.
want to accept it's. I don't want to think of pumpkins a fruit. Pumpkins have seeds.
It feels like pumpkin's a fruit.
Pumpkin fruit?
Question mark? That's what I was doing on stream. Question mark?
Pumpkin, and then it says squash, which is what another name
Yeah,
for pumpkin.
another name for a pumpkin.
Are pumpkins a fruit or a vegetable? What's the difference between the two? A pumpkin, from a botanist's perspective. Okay, well this is what's happening. If you're
Don't just tell me the answer.
But from a botanist's perspective, is
Yeah.
a fruit because.
Well, there we are. There's a fact.
But then from a normal human's
Oh yeah,
perspective,
from the normal person who is not qualified to make a judgment.
because pumpkins are less
it's
sweet.
like saying, oh, from a physicist's perspective, this is gravity, but from the wailing idiot on the mountain, it's the sun god shouting at people. Like, someone's qualified for this.
But if you then said,
No,
if
it's
you,
a fruit.
if you said something is what it's been called,
Yeah.
by the most people, pumpkin would have been called
Yeah, but a
vegetable
lot of
by
people say
billions of
things
people
wrong.
over the years.
A lot of people say things wrong.
It says here, because pumpkins are less sweet and more savory from a culinary perspective, they're less sweet, more savory, we categorize them as a vegetable.
Yeah, but they're not.
Technically,
It's
I guess
convenient.
it's a technicality thing, isn't it?
It's the same as a tomato. It's technically a fruit, but people don't really go to it as a fruit.
But I guess it's the same thing. So you're categorizing them because you're not going to just like chuck some.
Well, if you make these
pumpkin in your fruit
categories
bowl.
and you say this is what makes this, and then you decide, oh, this one doesn't suit my agenda, so I'm not going to call it, then that's wrong. So it either is or it isn't. So all fruit are fruit, or none of them are, in my mind. An apple is no longer a fruit.
We
It is
just
also
we
a
need
vegetable
more names
because,
for it.
because of the potato. But if you have more names, it does have more names. It's called a pumpkin. But
Pump fruit.
Pump fruit.
It's
Pump
a,
fruit.
It's a pump fruit.
A savo fruit.
Savo fruit.
Savo fruit.
Savo fruit.
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 Fruit. Savo
That's
fruit.
chips. That's potato.
Savo fruit.
Fruit. A fruit is actually a vegetable
Yeah,
because it's made from potato.
it is.
Fruit.
It is. But you don't have to go really high pitch when you say
Fruit. Fruit.
Pomme fruit.
Pomme fruit. Pomme fruit.
Do you know?
Oh.
Speaking French, it just made me think of something.
That wasn't speaking French.
Pomme fruit.
Pomme fruit. I guess so. A couple
That is-
words. I guess that counts.
They are. that is
I
French.
just thought like our exchange was not French.
No, it wasn't. It was very much like fuda fafa, but
Yes.
we were saying French words.
Yes.
Do you know what jellyfish is in Welsh?
Do they have jellyfish up there?
I mean, well, just
They've-
because they're not necessarily
spoken of it.
local, there is a word.
Don't you tell me it's a fucking fruit.
The jellyfish. It's
Wales.
a fruit.
It has seeds on the inside.
No, it's
what
nothing
is
to
it?
do with that. Nothing to do with that. So, fish is pascod.
A pascot.
Pascod.
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 Pascod. Pascod. I
Pascod.
think it's G-C. Pascod.
Pascod.
It's a pascod.
Mm.
A jelly is wibbly wobbly.
No.
So it's pascod wibbly wobbly.
No way. Jelly is wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly.
I love that so much. That's like,
Do you know what a microwave is?
yeah, it's something you warm your tea in.
No, but do you know what it is in Welsh?
Zapadispinity.
No, but to be honest, it's not far.
I like Welsh.
What noise?
I think
does
I speak Welsh
What
sometimes.
noise does a microwave make? Because that's going to be closer to what it's called.
Is it a bzz and heat?
No, kind.
Heat and bzz.
No, almost, but it's in a different.
Hum and...
Not the actual microwave itself, but the process of microwaving.
The process. I don't know. Water molecule vibrate.
That's what it is.
Water molecule
No,
vibrate.
it is a poppity ping.
A poppity ping. I love it. So I want to live in Wales now. No, the popcorn's in my poppity ping. What's
Poppity ping.
popcorn called?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
That's probably the
No
Welsh
idea.
word.
Yeah, there's a Welsh
Corn
word.
that pops. Popcorn.
Yeah, poppity ping.
Poppity ping. Poppity ping.
I don't
So
know.
if you microwave jellyfish, how would you say, how would you say that?
It'd be it'd
Wait.
be pascod wibbly wobbly and then poppity ping.
Pascod wibbly wobbly poppity ping.
Yeah.
How do you say I? Just I.
V.
V. Pascod
Pascod
bibbly bobbly.
wibbly wobbly
P. Pascod wibbly wobbly
and
poppity ping.
and poppity ping.
I need it in a poppity ping.
Yeah. You sound Italian doing it.
I don't know. What they sound like. Well, they sound like you, actually. I should just... I'm just like, what does Welsh sounds like? No, this man.
This guy.
Poppity ping.
Poppity ping.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. I like that.
Yeah. Then like the verb to iron like your clothes is smoothio.
Smoothio. Oh, it's so good. It's like Minion talk almost.
It kind of is, isn't it?
It's like Minion talk. Smoothio.
Smoothio.
Like, and it's one of those things because when you hear it, you understand what they're saying. Oh, and the pippity poppity. You're like, oh, what?
poppity ping.
Like poppity ping.
Poppity ping.
Same
Pippity
thing.
poppity. You're definitely going Italian
pippity
again.
poppity.
Pippity poppity.
Pippity poppity.
Poppity ping.
Poppity ping. Pippity poppy's bubble wrap.
It's more sounds like Mary Poppins to me.
Pippity
No, Cinderella. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Ah, bippity bobbity boo.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like you're saying.
Is that diarrhea in Welsh?
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Yeah. Why not?
Why
Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, that's so funny. I can't believe that. So they actually, but does anyone actually speak
It's because the
Welsh
language
over
is
there?
so the language is so old
that they've
that
all got Alzheimer's?
The new they just
don't know what-
make it up as they go along.
Bippity-boppity. Oh, what does that mean? Microwave.
Microwave.
Okay, Grandma.
No, because the language is so old, and it's just a lot of words are a lot of new words are English, or like they've just made them up
Like-
as they went along.
like
so they're-
iPad would
they're-
be
they're kind of
iPad.
like slang. So, like wibbly wobbly and stuff like that. It's like
Okay.
they're kind of like slang. They're not like officially, but it's like a slang.
Yeah,
sort of
because
term.
I kind of
Because the language is too old to have those words in it. So they're like slang terms. So they're like not official things. But if you were to say it to a Welsh speaker, they know what you're talking about.
jellyfish. Brilliant. Wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly. Pascod wibbly wobbly.
Pascod wibbly wobbly. I can
There's
imagine
a
going for a
load
swim
of
and someone's
really
like,
good ones.
Pascod
I'll
wibbly
try and-
wobbly.
I'll try and-
Pascod wibbly wobbly. you're at like Cairns Beach where there's box jellyfish, and you're like going to die. Wibbly, Pascod wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly.
What's he talking about?
It sounds exciting, and I want to get involved.
Pascod wibbly wobbly. It's like Minion talk.
It is.
I like
definitely.
it.
Yeah.
I like it. Should just.
I'll try and
How many people
find some more for you.
live in Wales? Do you know?
Oh, a few million.
Oh, okay, it's more than I thought. I was just thinking it'd be kind of cool if you could just buy them all Minions costumes. Just call it Minion Land.
Minion Land, yeah.
When you go to Wales, I reckon it would do quite well for their GDP.
For everyone to be a minion?
Yeah, and you go there, and it's just Minion Land.
In 2019, it was 3.1 million.
Oh, okay, that's not that much.
It's not. It's
How
fair.
much would a Minion
So
costume
the-
cost?
the-
We could set up a donation goal. How many millions do we need? We can make them real. That
I mean,
size,
that's
we
bulk,
can make them
that
cheap.
amount of bulk, yeah. You probably
Dress
get
everyone in
one
Wales
unit.
as a minion,
Yeah.
and then the licensing though. But I guess as long as we give a certain percentage to, is it DreamWorks? I don't know who made
I don't know.
one of
Crew.
them. Crew,
Yeah.
Steve Carell.
Well, what is in Sydney? There's 5.3 million people. There's
Oh,
more
yeah,
people in
wow.
Sydney. But and also the greater area of Sydney, so like the full reach of Sydney, that is the same size as 60% of Wales. Like the same
Oh,
landmass.
it's wow! I've seen them. I see the other week. I saw one of those maps, and it had Australia, and it's fit in all the countries
over Europe.
Yeah, all the
It's
countries in Europe.
insane.
It just fits them all in like Tetris, and you're like,
I saw that the first time when a friend of mine was coming over to visit.
You're kind of like,
And they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna fly down to Melbourne, then we're gonna drive up here, and then we're gonna drive all the way up to Cairns and stuff." And I was like, "No, you're not.
Might just wanna-
You've got like 2 weeks. You're not doing that.
yeah, you might
Like,
just wanna
you
realise how
don't-
far
and then I
things are.
just sent them that picture.
That picture,
and it was like, "You're not doing that." And they're like, "Oh my god, it's huge." And like, yeah.
that's what I mean. Like when
Have you seen it over like North America as well? It just
No,
like
it's huge.
It just you're just like, what
There's
the
so much
hell?
of
Why is
nothing.
this place so big?
Yeah, because like when I was in Europe, and you can go. We did a drive for 10 days. We went to like 7 countries in 10 days
Yeah.
in Europe. I'm like, what? Like in Australia, it's just like you're just getting there.
You're still on the East Coast.
You're still going. Yeah, yeah. And you're like, it all looks the same.
Me and Jed drove from
And then
Sydney.
you look out the window, and you're just like, oh, Pascal Woody Wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly. We drove from Sydney to Cairns when we first came over. We took a month, but we did stop on the way. But that was like the East Coast. We drove the East Coast in a month, staying
Yeah.
1 or 2 nights
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
way. Like
yeah.
it's ridiculous.
And it's a long way
And
between places
we missed so much on the way. That's the other thing. It's ridiculous. So you can't do it. And people just don't understand how big Australia is.
Yeah.
It's filthy big.
It's too big. It
too
needs to be what could we do?
Shrunk.
What could we
Put it
do
in
with
the tumble dryer.
Yeah. What do they call that in Wales?
Oh, I don't know. I'll find out that one for you.
I like that.
But some of them are going to be boring.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'll try and find my Welsh word of the week. Yeah, that could be
Welsh
my-
word, new segment. Welsh word of the week. I like that. Wibbly, wibbly, wobbly.
Yeah, and then we'll just fail safe on the town name. Oh wait, I think Emily's just put it in the chat there.
Is that? Oh yeah, what's that one called?
Can you read it? Can you read it, please?
I can.
And then I'll tell you how it's said.
I can't read that. Landfair Plwilum Glungori Shinro Willem Cilio Gogogooch.
Oh, I thought you were going to get go right.
Goch.
It's the CH is a
Goch.
sound.
It's like a Van Gogh.
Goch.
Jeez. You can
It's
say it.
Llanfail pwth gwyngydd gwnggerydd green robol Llantysilio go go goch. I tripped up then. Llanfail pwth gwyngydd gwnggerydd green robol Llantysilio go go goch.
So just to be clear, that's the name of one place.
One place.
One place.
That's all one word. That's the name. It's
When you start typing it on your phone, does it autocorrect the rest? Because that would take you.
But people who live there call it Llanfair.
Clamfair.
Llanfair.
Schlamfair.
Llanfair. Come on, you get double L is a
Schlanfair.
not a sh, like a cat. Come on, you can do it. This is horrible for mics, but yeah, do it.
Schlanfair.
It's not a sh sound. It's with your tongue, and it's like a throat
It's
noise.
like vampires live there.
Yeah. No, not. The is a CH.
Schlanfair.
Schlan.
Stop hissing in the microphone. It's weird.
Put your tongue on the
I
top of your
can't do
mouth.
it. This
Tongue on the roof of your mouth.
Schlanfair.
That's it. That's nice. Schlan. You only do it for the
I'm
sound.
going full Schmeagol now.
You don't do the rest of the word with it.
Oh.
It's just that double L is
That's not how the minions talk.
no. It's like almost like parcel tongue. Llanfair pwyth gwyngill.
Banana.
Gwynrebyll.
Banana.
Gwynrobl. Llandysylio. Go, go, go.
Go, go, go. That is a place.
It's like,
that's a place.
So that, like, do you know the name? The sun coming through on this stream right now.
It looks fantastic. I think it looks brilliant.
Yeah. So do you know the name? What I guess you'd call Llewellyn? Llewellyn?
Oh, there was a teacher called Mr. Llewellyn in my school.
It's not pronounced that.
Oh.
It's called Llewellyn.
Should I put the blind
Do you know
down? This
that?
looks fantastic, though.
Do you know that sound I was just telling you about? Llewellyn.
Oh, that's how it's
That's
pronounced.
how you're supposed to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been saying that wrong forever.
Yeah, Llewellyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. You don't necessarily pronounce everything the way it's supposed to be. Otherwise,
Like croissant.
like some things you do, but I say like
Scene.
I say like
It's like we're
paella.
having an alien abduction.
Oh, it is
'Cause it's like pulsing.
If you're watching the video of this, the sun is just like golden hourring right on the lens, and it looks cool. I could put the blind down. Should I do it? It'll take a second. Yeah, I'll do it. You have to just talk for 10 seconds.
No, I've had enough of these guys. But people pronounce. You said paella, but you don't say paella.
I say paella.
Paella. Yeah, I think it's easier. Oh, it doesn't look anywhere near as good now, Tom.
No. It'll move down in a second anyway.
Yeah, so paella. I think most people say paella. But
Yeah,
I do
but
get
some
an,
people say
but I'm also the guy
paella,
who gets
and I'm like-
really annoyed when people say croissant wrong. So yeah, and also like I'm very.
I think I need to start saying it wrong intentionally.
Yeah,
just
just
to
to
watch
wind me up.
people. I would love a croissant.
Yeah, but that's how people say it over here.
People
I told
do
you
they?
that
No, they don't.
I got corrected by someone when I was ordering one.
Croissant.
A
Make it
croissant. It is not
extra
called a croissant.
crusty croissant.
I don't want one now. You've called it that.
A croissant.
But I'm very selective with the ones because I don't say karate very often, but it's karate, isn't it? Karate.
Oh, do you say karate?
No, I don't.
No, that's what I mean.
the
You
thing.
don't
And
say
I also don't
some-
say
some you do.
ukulele.
Ukulele.
Like I don't say that. But
It's funny though,
kind
because
of,
if you
I'm
do
aware
hear
that
someone
that's
say
it's
that,
supposed to
I
be.
was just chilling in the park, I was playing my ukulele.
ukulele. I thought it's
'Cause
way more
you're
fun to
switching
say.
into that. It is more fun.
Maybe I will say it from now on.
Ukulele.
Ukulele. I was playing to the postcode Wibbly Wobblies.
It is more fun to say things in accents, and it like you practice the different accents too.
But I do. On occasion, I will say croissant. I'd make sure I got a full
You said it so quick.
croissant. Croissant.
Mm.
Oui.
Croissant.
Une croissant. Bibliothèque.
Croissant.
Fudu fafa.
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
Latte.
Oh,
No, I've never heard that. Latte.
latte. I was going to say,
Latte.
please don't tell me you actually say latte.
But do you say pasta or pasta?
Pasta. I'm British.
It's pasta.
Pasta. I
To
say pasta.
Make the
pasta.
pasta faster.
Yeah, it's pasta. Yes.
Pasta. I think I say pasta. But that sounds British to me. Pasta.
Pasta.
It's posh. I'm posh.
No, it's just nasal.
I've gone up
is what
a
it
class.
is. It's pasta. It's pasta.
Cooking the pasta. Faster. Say faster?
Faster.
Faster.
Say bath or bath.
Bath.
Bath. Yeah, me too.
There's a place called Bath. Bath.
Yeah.
It's called.
one
You
of
say
them.
it the other way. Sometimes
The
when I
thing-
see that as a place, I'm like, oh, maybe it's
Bath.
the other way. You say it Bath.
I say bath.
Bath. Maybe people from Bath.
Do you know what annoys me as well? One that always used to wind me up growing up. Do you know, like a wasp? Some people say wasp.
Wasp.
But I think that's very much
one
a
says
South Wales thing. That some people where I'm from.
There's a wasp.
Yeah,
a
they'd say
wasp.
wasp. It's like, but why are you saying that? That's wrong.
A
You
wasp.
say grass or grass?
Maybe it's because they're just so they're really
grass or grass?
grass.
Grass. Grass. I
Grass.
don't know. I think I'd take a middle ground. And say,
Like a half.
I don't commit to either end. I just commit to the G and the
I
S.
said this before. Yogurt.
Yeah,
Is it yogurt?
I
Torn. You're broken. on it.
hesitate
Yeah.
every time I got to say the word because I don't know what I'm supposed to say. And I've also found I don't know whether I'm supposed to say because in Wales we say "ma'am"
Ma'am. Just to everybody.
no, your mother is called "ma'am,"
Oh.
not "mum."
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
Oh yeah.
Ma'am.
It's like
M-A-M.
very very
like
James
not
Bond.
mum or mom.
This reminds me of
Ma'am.
007.
No, but it's just like "ma'am." You don't say it like you don't pronounce it like that. I just emphasize so
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
understand. But I say "ma'am." Right,
Take
ma'am,
the
ma'am,
bloody
ma'am.
shot, Bond.
What's your
Yes,
your,
ma'am.
Where's ma'am? Like that.
Where's
kind of-
ma'am?
Yeah, but the thing
sounds
is,
like a funny-
but
yeah.
it is also. I also found like in,
Do you go,
in an Australian
"Ma'am?"
when you, but it also
Sounds
if you-
Aussie.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter which one I say over here
When
because
you yell it.
it sounds like I'm just saying "mum" in an Australian accent.
Ma'am. It does. It does. It sounds Aussie.
So I'm safe to say whichever
Ma'am.
one I want. I was saying it to Jade the other
How
day.
you going, ma'am?
Ma'am?
That's how I talk. Oh my god. We're the same. We've got that in common. That's
Just
so funny.
on how to speak Aussie. If you put a Y on the end of hello, that's how you say hello in Australian.
Hello.
No, put a Y on the end. So you say like
Hello.
hello, hello,
Hello. Hello.
hello.
Hello. I try not to talk like that. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
hello,
Oh my god, I can. Oh, that's how you do it. People do speak like that.
hello.
Hello. I say. I'm glad that like. I say hello. Hello. I go oh.
No, you say hello, and you say
Hello?
and you say ma'am a lot.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
It's weird, isn't it?
That's weird. Oh wow. Man, hello.
Hello.
Oh look what Stream Elements just said.
What have you done?
I didn't do that. Someone did that. It's just the bot just doing its thing.
Someone
Mike
needs to go in
Wade
and change
is
all that.
perfectly acceptable.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, yeah.
I can't think of any others right now.
There's so many. Language is weird.
Language is so
Language
strange.
is really weird.
If you could speak one other language, what would it be?
Minion. But I need the pitch as well. You know? He's lost it. Minion would be good. But probably he's just gone. It wasn't even that funny.
It was just
Minion.
unexpected.
Minion. Minion would be good.
This one, if you were deliberating it,
Minion.
you're like, Minion.
Minion would be good.
I was like,
I really
which
liked
is more
the movie.
practical?
Have
It's
you
like-
seen the movie? I really liked it.
The newest?
The new one?
No, I
a
haven't
good
actually.
movie.
To be honest, I haven't seen any since the
Good movie.
first, Despicable Me.
Despicable Me. Yeah, okay.
But I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, Mandarin or Spanish, maybe even Arabic. Just given location and things like that, Mandarin and Arabic would be really practical.
But I was thinking more
And
along the
then you
lines
go
of
with Minion.
I'd need my
And you're
friends.
like, I'd like to hear what they're
to learn
talking
it
about
too.
in the movie, and only I know.
True.
That's the only practical use of that.
I'd probably get a job at the Minion
factory.
Minion factory. No, the Minion movie making factory. Because I could
But
very
the thing
easily
is,
write
but
scripts
you'd
in
also
Minion.
but you'd also be locked away immediately for saying I understand what they're saying.
I know. I know what they're saying.
I know what they're saying.
I
It's
hear Minions.
or you could say Sims. You could speak Sims.
Sims.
Because I always
That's true.
I'm sure I downloaded many a virus onto my computer to do the translation. There's a mod to translate what they're saying into English, and I downloaded many a thing when I was young trying to do that, and then God knows how many viruses I put on my computer doing that, but it never worked. They got
so
me every
incredible.
time. I
So
never
funny.
learned.
So funny.
But yeah, Sim or Minion would be
Oh, God, definitely.
just not useful in any sense.
But I'm like, have you seen those apps you can get? I was showing you the text to speech is amazing. I
can't believe
discovered
it. Like,
text to
you're
speech.
such a boomer. The fact you've only
shut
just
up.
discovered this.
It's so good, but because you have that, you could just
You sound
can
like
do,
those
you
people
can
with
do the
Alzheimer's
thing.
in Wales.
Wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly.
But you can do the thing, where you just get your phone, and you just go, "Hey mate, how do I get to Macca's?" And then you press the button, and then it just speaks it in a different language, whatever language on your phone.
How do you not know how to get a Macca's?
Well, I'm just saying, if I was in like Wales, I wouldn't know how to get to Macca's.
Yeah, you would. Big golden arches.
Yeah, I guess so. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like you can just with the apps, you don't need to speak any language anymore.
Yeah, but that's got nothing.
That's why I choose Minion. But then I need my friends to speak Minion too.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just a lunatic who makes noises.
And watches a lot of Minions movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talks back to the TV.
This is true. But yeah. What I was going to say was, are we at time?
Are we at time?
I think we're about time.
We're at time.
We're about time. But yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning into the podcast today. Yeah, how do we end? I was like,
but yeah.
But was that what I said last time?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, and that's how you ended this one as well.
Well, it's a common theme. It's part of my character building, you know?
But yeah.
Follow us. Follow us on all the things. This is what we said last time too. We need to get better at saying
things. And also, once again, thank you to our sponsor of the episode, one and only Patreon, Mr. Soft Tackle Raider. If anyone else would like to come and help out the production quality and all that other nonsense and get bonus stuff.
There's 2 bonus episodes up currently on the Patreon if you want to go check those out.
Patreon.com/Musos podcast.
If you listen to this on Spotify, you can watch these episodes live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Musos podcasts. And yeah, support on Patreon.
It was my turn then.
And
I thought we were going back and forth.
But yeah,
I did one and then you did
and
one.
I'm transitioning.
And then I went to do one and then you just
I'll say but yeah, and then that's a cue.
And then
for
it's
you
YouTube. And we don't have a handle yet, so it's just search Musos podcast, I guess.
On YouTube, true.
And Instagram and TikTok. Our TikTok isn't doing very well, but also we only have one post.
Yeah, we could probably just say socials these days. People will
everywhere.
Get the picture.
Musos podcast everywhere, and let's not do the entire thing we did last time, where we say about even on the platforms that aren't created yet. Let's not do that.
You just did it by saying it.
I'm trying to tell you not to do it.
No,
but yeah.
But yeah, you said it. All right, let's wrap up.
It was a meme.
We'll be back next week, so tune in. Yeah, thank you. But yeah.
Are you pressing buttons?
I am.
He's always pressing buttons. Golem foot buttons.